Hey y'all, it's me, Janae, and this is my channel. Welcome to the Dragon's Den. And today the video that I'm going to be doing is called Being Adaptable and Secure. So why I really want to talk about this subject is because I feel like I've always had to switch it up. And when I look back on some things and people have told me just straight up to my face, they'll be like, girl, what are you like? What you got going on? You kind of all over the place, But that is genuinely because I've had no choice but to adjust a lot of the times, because the saying, when life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade. I've literally had no choice. It was like, okay, I'm going to be on this path. This is what I'm going to do. And then it's like, I don't know if y'all have seen movies, maybe a movie like, I'm going to say almost like Spy Kids, right? Imagine being on a floor. I'm going to try to aptly give this description. Imagine being on a cubed floor, almost like a squared disco type floor. And as you feel like you're getting to the next side, the floor shifts and it's a completely different side. So I felt like the way I've had to live my life was I've been walking on a Rubik's Cube almost. That would be the perfect way. So it's like you think you're going in one direction, you think it's going to be this way, you have it, your mind made up, you like, this is what it's going to be. And I remember one of my aunties told me when I was younger, she was like, people make plans and God laughs. And I need to call my auntie. But basically, like, you'll think, this is the direction I'm going in, this is what's going to happen, I'm going to and next thing you know, shift the cube, change the path. And I've had it happen so many times. And this is to give advice to people who might feel like, oh, I'm not going to overcome what I'm going through. I'm really sad. I'm really depressed. I don't know what my next step is. But at the end of the day, everybody won't have difficult experiences to cultivate them, to forge them, to feel like they are going through their Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego situation. To make them feel like they came out the fire. So they don't know how to be strong. They don't know how to overcome. But what I will tell you is, you need to cultivate your mind. You don't always have to go through the worst situations possible in order for you to learn a lesson. Sometimes you gotta watch a movie or hear a story or see somebody that's close to you or see somebody else going through something and be like, what can I learn from what they experienced, right? So to mention Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego again, these were people who were thrown into the fire. And then they was like, what the hell is going on? How y'all niggas not burned the fuck up? So I feel like in my life, I've had so many situations where I was left for dead, where my life, literally, I was on that floor and it shifted and it's like, what's about to happen? And throughout my childhood, I love stories like a Hunger Games, like Greek mythology, like, I can't think of another one. Right now. But basically just like hero, like overcoming whatever they're going through, going on these journeys, and seeing that the power was within them. They had to fight through it. They had to make it through, because I felt like that resonated with me and who I was and what I was constantly experiencing. Because I feel like you experience something one time, you might feel bad and downtrodden, but you get through it. You experience it a second time, you might feel like, oh God, what's happening to me? And you experience it a third time, you're like, what the hell is it that God wants me to learn in this situation? And then now, if you end up going through that shit a fourth time, you're like, hey man, okay, boom, 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 ones, twos, okay, next. And if you come around to a fifth time, you're just like, okay, boop, So at the end of the day with life, I'm not saying that you have to go through certain things so that you can be forged, so that you can go like have a certain power to you. I'm saying learn from your own mishaps, your own bad experiences in life, and learn from others' experiences and be adaptable and be, I wrote it down earlier because I want to make sure I get it, and be secure within yourself and within your abilities, within God's abilities, and say, I'm going to get through this. And I feel like I've experienced some situations so many times directly, which would be like me experiencing a homelessness. I experienced that on so many different occasions where it was just like, I know what to do now. I feel like if I go through certain things, it's almost like for y'all, this is not funny, but if I go through certain, like a homelessness, now I feel like I'm camping. Like, I don't give a fuck, you know? So I realized I put it on social media. I put it on my YouTube, like when it was happening. And there were people that when I was going through, they was like, oh my God, this is so scary. This is so crazy. And don't get me wrong, it can be crazy. It can be hectic. Like, I had people trying to kidnap me and all type of shit. Like, it was scary, you know? But I feel like I experienced it so many times that now I'm just on my shit where I'm just like, hey, yo, I ain't going down without fighting. You feel me? So because I went through situations like that and I experienced it so many times, I don't know why the fuck I'm laughing, y'all. This is serious. Because now that's a big part of why I do care enough to want to, when I have the means to fight for people with housing insecurity, with food insecurity and stuff like that. But for me, it happened and it just made me stronger. And I just realized that this is not who I am, but this is what I am experiencing. So what can I learn from this? And because I started to learn from it, when I ended up going through it again in my adulthood, I was like, God, I must be going through this for a reason. Let me just start vlogging it, right? And through me vlogging it, people were inspired, or people felt the need to tell me, hey, I've been going through this too. While I was homeless, I met other homeless people. I met other people that was living in their car. It's more people living in their car, living out of storage units, living type of ways than you think. You know, and you see them walking around, you don't know a motherfucker homeless. You have no idea, right? A homeless person isn't always going to be the person that's so downtrodden and dirty and stinky, and you could tell from looking at them that they're homeless or on drugs. Everybody that's homeless is not on drugs. You know, so there are people walking around day in, day out that you would have no idea what their situation is. It's because they don't wear their situation. Or maybe they've experienced it so many times that they just know how to bounce back. But in life, no matter what you go through, no matter what you experience, at some point in time, it has to click in your head. How can I become adaptable? How can this not affect me the way that it affected me when it happened the first time? And sometimes a situation might not be similar to another situation, but the skills that you learned in that situation will help you through a different situation. And I just feel like the space I'm in my life right now, and the confidence I have, and the wanting to keep going even though I'm tired, or even though I'm frustrated, even though I'm sad, is because I've experienced a lot worse shit. And where I'm at right now is just like, how the fuck are you doing better in life and you about to let yourself say, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I can't get my work done? Bitch, you've been through worse. So you have to be willing to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep the fuck going. Like, it's gonna be people that talk down on you. It's gonna be people that lie on you. It's gonna be people that laugh at you. It's gonna be people that don't believe in you. And sometimes those people will be the people that's very, very close to you. And you gotta go anyway. You gotta keep it pushing anyway. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be secure in yourself and your abilities, and you have to believe in yourself enough to say, I'm going to make it through this. I've made it through this many times. I've made it through other situations that were worse. I'm gonna make it through this. So I built up that strength, that tenacity, that adaptability, because I've been through so many hard situations. And I will not be afraid to speak on what I've been through, because what I've been through is not who I am. It's just what I was experiencing. And at some point in time, you got to use what you're going through to learn the skills to get you to where you want to go. Plain and simple. I will never be extremely downtrodden because, oh my God, I was homeless. I was poor. I was person is talking about me. I ain't got no friends. Like, fuck that, fuck them. Keep it pushing, keep it going. If I didn't have no friends at this stage in my life, I'm gonna make some better friends later. If I ain't had no money at this stage in my life, you better believe that I'm about to be full PF at some point in time. If I didn't have confidence in myself at a stage in my life, you better believe at some point in time I'm gonna figure it the fuck out. If people was kicking me while I was down at this stage in my life, you better believe it's gonna eat their ass up when they gotta see me winning and eating. Plain and simple. So you have to be willing to go through life, and you can be affected, you could cry, you could be sad, but you gotta say, this is not who I am. This is where I'm at. But I know where I wanna go. And I'm not going to let anybody or anything confuse me and take me off the path from where I wanna go. Sometimes you might be a little bit downtrodden. Sometimes you might feel like, I can't do it right now. I'm really sad. I just want to lay in my bed. I just want to cry. I'm hurt. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to do what I need to do. I'm going to just let it, whatever. But that can't be forever. You got to get up off your ass. You got to make some shit shake. Plain and simple. Because are you going to decide, oh, this is where I'm at and I'm going to stay here. I'm gonna complain. I'm going to cry. I'm going to say, what was me? Or you're going to get the fuck up. You're going to go make some shit shake, and you're going to change your circumstance in your life. Because at the end of the day, once you hit a certain age, nobody give a fuck about you. Now you're just older with a bunch of excuses and misery, and you're bitter. And you're saying, oh, I could have been, should have been, would have been. And why the fuck did you not? That's all motherfuckers going to end up asking you at some point in time. They're going to say, so why didn't you? Oh, I used to be, but what are you now? Oh, I was big and famous and this and that. But what are you now? So that's why I could say throughout my life, I've had to be secure in who I am, who I know myself to be, who I know I want to be, and be adaptable enough to say, oh, the floor is switching. Jump on that bitch. Ugh. We ain't gonna let this shit knock us the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes shit gonna feel like Hunger Games. Sometimes shit gonna feel like Squid Games. And guess what? I'm gonna keep it pushing. Motherfucker ain't gonna knock me off my fucking pivot. You gotta try a lot fucking harder than that. Than saying a bunch of bullshit words about me or moving and maneuvering and manipulating anything. You gotta try a lot fucking harder than that to take me down. Plain and fucking simple. Love y'all. Thank you for being part of the Dragon's Den. And I will see y'all in the next video. Stay strong and keep at it.